Okay, so today we are going to learn about IUPAC nomenclature system. Okay, so what is IUPAC nomenclature? Like, what is it exactly? It is a worldwide accepted nomenclature system based on the structure of the compounds put forth by the International Union for Pure and Applied Chemistry, the full form for IUPAC. Now, let's start from the beginning. That the IUPAC naming of any carbon compound is divided into three parts, which are: first is the prefix, the added word which is placed in front of any given word. Second is the suffix, the added word which is placed at the end of any given word. And third, then the middle part remaining is the parent word. For example, here is a compound named 2-pentanol. Here 2 is the prefix, all is the suffix, and pentane is the parent word. So, like in the example, the parent word pentane comes from how many carbon atoms there are in a long straight chain of the compound. Pentane here means that there are 5 carbon atoms in the chain. Similarly, now, like if you look at the table given, for one carbon atom, the naming will be meth. For 2, it will be eth. For 3, it will be prop. But 4, it will be but. But 5, it will be pent. For 6, it will be hex. 7, hept. 8, oct. 9, non. And 10 will be dec. So now, let's see, given this compound. Try to name it according to the number of atoms it has. You could pause the video and solve it on your own. Okay, so now we come to the solution. So let's say you have, as you can see, it's a normal 4 carbon atom straight chain compound, and hence it will be called N-butane. Okay, so now here is one more example. Try to solve this one too. So in this particular question, you can see there are 4 carbon atoms again, but only 3 of them are in a straight chain. So the name for these carbon atoms, that is prop, will be used. And as the 4th is attached to the middle atom, the word iso is used as a prefix, and hence the name will be isopropane. Okay, so now we learn about the prefix and suffixes added to the carbon chain compounds for the IUPAC names. So the prefix and suffix depend upon the functional groups given in the compound. Some of the functional groups and the names I'll be showing you in this slides. The first one is halogens. That is the elements of the 7th group of the periodic table, and such as periodic tables such as Rx will represent R for alkyl groups, that is methyl, that is CH3, and ethyl, that is C2H5, and so on. X is for the halogens. Halogens are like chlorine, fluorine, bromine, iodine. Prefixes for these will be chloro, fluoro, bromo, iodo. So that's halogen for you. The next one we cover is alcohol. It will be represented as an R-OH. R here is the alkyl group and OH is the alcohol group. The suffix used for this group will be OL, that is all. The third comes the aldehyde group. It will be represented as RCHO. It will be named as R for the alkyl group again and CHO for the aldehyde group. The suffix for this group will be AL and will be called as UL whenever used. The next comes carboxylic acid group, where it will be used like RCOOH, and R is again for the alkyl groups, and COOH is for the carboxylic group. The suffix here used will be OIC, OIC, that is OIC. Next we come to ketone, where it will be R/C double bond O and single bond R, where R is the alkyl group and CO is ketone. The suffix here used will be ONE, that is ONE. The next is the ether group, which is R single bond O single bond R. R is an alkyl group here, O is the ether group, and the prefix will be alkoxy. The suffix will be ether. So, and then we come to this next one, that is ester. That will be RCOOR, like one double bond O and then single bond O and single bond R. R is an alkyl group, COO is ester, and the suffix when used is O8. Next we come to the 8th, which is the amines, which will be RNH2. R is the alkyl group and NH2 is amine. Suffix used for this would be amide. So now we next come to like how to name a given carbon compound according to IUPAC. So for this, there are actually 3 main steps. First is to identify the longest straight carbon chain and name it according to the root name for the same. Here in the given example, there are 5 carbons in a chain and hence the use of pentane. Next, the second step would be to identify and name the functional group, if any, present in the chain. Here, functional group, as you can see on the second carbon atom, is chlorine, and therefore it will be written as chloro. And also find the position of the carbon atom to which the functional group is attached. In this example, you can see it is the second from the left, or you could also say it's for the fourth from the right. But you have to make sure, but there's an important note here that you have to take out, that we have always to choose the one which is the smaller position. Like for example, it was the second from the left and fourth from the right, right? But as 2 is lesser than 4, we'll make sure to use the second one. So that's why the name here will be used as 2-chloropentane. Also, one more note to be noticed, that if there are more than one functional group in there, then assemble the substituents in a alphabetical order.